It's a rainy day, but warm. I had said in the last video, end of January, it was actually the first or second day of February. This is February 3rd, I think. Anyway, here we have the state of the school, Hockling Gasthaus. Guesthouse. I use the German word because it just seems like it says it better. I'm going to walk inside there and show you how that stands. I haven't done very much, but from here, I want to explain that what you're looking at in the roof is one, two, three, well, I guess you could say 3 slopes. I'm going to reduce that to 1. The highest slope, I'll pick that one up and bring that the whole way out, which means that this shed that was added on will go up about 10 feet. I'm going to shorten it a little bit back to where there's you can see short studs there holding up a wall. I'll take the roof back 1 course. It's one of the reasons I've left the roofing. I didn't nail it back down because I was going to take it off anyway. I'm going to do that pretty soon, I think, because I can use that roofing that I take off to lay in Dana Garden as mulch, and it'll look a little bit more like what I intend to do, a little bit more. But I'm going to have to build 4 high trusses, quite high trusses. I'll leave the framing that's already there, except for the rafters. The rafters, I'll end up moving them up. All right, I'm going to walk into the lower part of that, I guess. Now that'll be my next step. Of course, I'll drain this, and you know, there's the archaeology is kind of another matter. Those stones I did not bring here. They date from maybe 200 years ago. And I'll reveal what was there. And I've discussed this elsewhere, actually. I did a baseline for this building. That wall right there, I'll take it back to that wall. But anyway, I've begun to gather things together that will be used here. There's going to be a chimney here, a fireplace, and probably the biggest chimney that I have built yet will start up through here. These pieces well, one of these will be the flue pipe. The other I'm going to put in there to deal with that drainage. The drainage I have finally solved. See all that water? That comes out of the ground. It comes out of the ground back there. And this seemed intractable. It just seemed like I could not drain it. But I have solved it, I'm quite sure now. Over there will be, how to explain it? The outhouse, except it'll be in to two-story affair, sort of. Here I have gathered again. I've gathered things together that are going to go here more or less. I'll have that very big coal and wood furnace here. I'll put it behind masonry. You know, so there'll be no wood anywhere near it. And this will be living space, and so will that. And right beyond that wall will be a water wheel. I've said this in other videos, but it doesn't hurt to say it again. I'll let the animals, the cattle, horses, whatever, come in through a door back here. And there's posts waiting to go in here. The water wheel will be right there, and it'll go out and over and so on. But anyway, I'll open this door, and this area over here will be available for cattle, horses, large animals. I've got to start down here low though to make this building stable. Sometimes I'm just amazed that the thing has not fallen down. I mean, you can see by the way it was framed. It was framed wrong. It's framed green, and it sagged. But again, I've gathered things together that are going to go here. There's going to be a wooden floor here made out of those are pallets that are solid boarded. So that floor will be up about 1 foot, and I'll let the water can come in. That's all right as long as it goes on out, which I now think I can do. Oh, I could say more, I suppose, but I'll open a door here where there actually once was some kind of a door. You can see by the sill, and I'll reopen that. I have a lot to do to make sure this building is stable, but it has amazed me. When I came here, there were only 4 posts down here. I think there might have only been 2. Just 2 posts when I got here. And that platform right there will come out. I'll take that wood out. Of course, I'll use it for something else, and then that will also be. And back in there is where the water. There's actually access to the well, the dug well that I relined. That's under that building back there. That would be drinkable water. That should be potable, they say. And I even have brought. I'll show you as I go up the steps. All right. All right, those steps, they came from in Bedford. A man, the neighbor, Jack, my neighbor Jack, I was in there, he says, you see anything you want? And I said, well, I could take those steps. He was gutting a building, and I brought them out here and put them up. That pump and tank, I'm going to install here, I think. I'm not too much for pumped water, but I don't mind showing it. Look, see how much water this, maybe you can see that, is coming out of the ground. But as I say, it's all right. As long as it just flows on out, no problem. It's even maybe a good thing. All right, we're going upstairs here. Now this area, and we've been here before. I mean, I've put this in a course before, but that's where that, I don't know what to call it really, outhouse will be right in there somewhere. Porta potty underneath. The roof will stop at that wall, at that knee wall. Well, and the roof is going to go on up. I'll use these rafters. I'll use these same rafters, but I'll move them up, as I said, about 10 feet or more. The framing, wonderful kind of framing. I can't speak highly enough of this kind of framing. Plank barn, they're called. But I'm going to run on both sides. I'm going to run the roof up to that slope, and it'll make for a lot of space. That area over here will be living space. As a matter of fact, it's going to be a library, believe it or not. And I think I can make it very nice. I have all this wood, which I'm not ready to tell you yet where I got it. But anyway, it's tongue and groove. I'll put it down. All the plywood was done to shim it. That's how badly the whole thing had sagged. But this will probably be all one continuous room, right over the water wheel. The water wheel won't quite break up through the floor. It'll be under the floor, but I'll make it visible. And the chimney will come up through here. I have some very large, there they are, those planks. I'll go show you them in a moment. But here I've gathered glass, big pieces of glass. I've never bought one, but that I can use to, since I've got them anyway, I'll use them to make this corner so it'll be a nice view. Those jars are not meant to be here, but they came out of another house. All right, this will actually be fun because it'll be a little bit like I don't want to say newer construction. That timber I put up there because it's going to carry the joists, which will go across to rest on that, and there'll be intermediate posts here as well. And then and here is the lumber that I'm going to use for those joists. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. It's not oak, it's pine, but long enough, and I'll use that, and that'll go across there, and so there'll be a second floor for sleeping. If it's going to be a guest house, got to be a place for people to sleep, and that'll be up there, and maybe even another, probably another small area up above. That side will be for living space. This side will be for hay, and the part in the middle for whatever, hay or living space. And as I say, these really beautiful planks, benches, I've got 4 of them. I think, yeah. I'll put them in there. And here's where the water wheel will go. The water is going to come, it'll come in just about at the upper right hand corner of that window. That'll be about the height that it comes in, and it'll come from back there. This will change. Maybe before I just quit, I'll come out here and show you one other thing. All these slopes up here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a total of 6. Well, the same thing. I'm going to pick up that top slope and bring it the whole way out, so there'll only be one slope where there had been 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6. And so this will look very different. All right, lots of plans, but anyway, there hasn't been much done here yet. But when I get to that, it'll probably be summer. This will be fun. The 3 most dramatic things that are going to happen this year are this. When I put the roofs on these little buildings that I've built, I think there's 8 or so, 7 or 8 of them. And then in there at Thomas Hockling Hall when I build a balcony. And incidentally, while I'm here, these posts will go in that balcony up high for show, really mostly. And then this wood over here, that's part of those posts. This wood here is beautiful stuff, and I plan to use it basically all inside. All right, I guess that's probably enough for today. Bye for now.